What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Dead State. Just hanging out, harvesting. That's all that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be getting out there, seeing if we can find ourselves some delicious, lovely food. I like food. Food is like one of my favorite things in all of the world. Like, I love eating meals. I look forward to them, and so I can understand. You got to keep things nice and spruced up when you're running around trying to make things, what is this, a country road? Militia likely? Don't feel like dealing with them right now. It'd be a good opportunity to get ourselves some ammunition. But there is the possibility that it'll go wrong and we will get ammunition applied to our faces. And so I don't want any applications being filled out for right now. Let's just go sleep off the day. My entire point from here on out is going to be to bypass days, just hang out a little bit and see how far into the game we can get before it starts offering us opportunities to survive this place. I know the game has multiple endings. Which one we're going to get, I don't know. We'll figure it out from there, though. I thought we were supposed to get one on top of the Austin building with the helicopter. Unfortunately, I think we have too many people, so there it is. Hi, I have talk you? Let me go get a translator. No, I have practice now what I am saying. Okay, go ahead. Please be patient with me. I have a problem of Todd. He is priest? What did he do? He is Christian and he make many talks to me about his worship. Yeah, that's what he does. I am Udis. No, how do you... Usdi? Jewish? Yes, that's it. I am Jewish, so I do not like Todd to talk to me about Christian. Christian pray. He try to make me. No. Many time he try, come to me and say he want to help me, but he no respect I am Jewish? Okay, well, you want him to stop bothering you about it? Please make him stop, try, pray me. Alright, I'll talk to him and tell him to stop. Thank you, it's very important to me, I hope he stop. Some of these people, sheesh, do you mind if I vent for a second? Sure, go right ahead. Alright, so... Preacher Miles of Smiles, dude, it's the end of the world. The last thing I want is to hear about Jesus. Why couldn't we be stuck in here with a porn star? If we're going to hear fantastic stories about being filled by divinity, at least I could whack off to it before going to sleep. Want to know who really gets under my skin? That Sandy vagina. She's like everything I hate about women, religion, politics, and old people all in one package. When she starts talking like it's like one person scraping a chalkboard with my testicles. Ugh. Let's see, that Grant guy. Oh, yeah, everybody loves Mr. Handsome Nice Guy, but I'm telling you, there's something wrong with him. He's too helpful, too nice, and too good looking. I bet that guy's inner monologue is like Hitler singing nu metal while he rapes dead orphans, but worse. There's some others, too. They just don't bring the white-hot pain when I think about them. I'm done now, thanks. Just had to get it off my chest. You're welcome? I feel like morning dump better. Whew, I'll catch you later. Lo and behold, the castle's keeper graces us, Lady Priscilla. Lady, hi there. Sir Charleston was just telling me all sorts of stories about his life. He's won all sorts of jousts. He's like night boxing on horses. Plus, he once held a fort by himself, and he once led his army to battle with the Celts, even though he was outnumbered 30-1 and still won. Pardon, but it was the Celts, and I'm afraid, dear lady, you make me sound like a braggart. I meant only to entertain. Nonsense, you're amazing, Sir Charleston. I've never heard such stories of adventure and daring and whatnot. I had no idea there were still knights around. We're so lucky you found the shelter. Castle. The castle tea. Perhaps Sir Charleston will favor us with another tale. I have no quarrel with modesty, so really I shouldn't. Sure you can. I bet you've got all kinds of neat stories with princesses and black knights and horses. I cannot refuse the charms of a beautiful maiden. Okay, well, one time I was in charge of capturing the enemy banner and returning it back to our camp. Well, after carefully navigating through the forest, I found the enemy's standard, but it was guarded by 3 heavy knights. A difficult fight, even for me, so I waited for an opportunity. 10 minutes later, one of them was called away to the commander's tent. I carefully removed a portion from my satchel and hurled it as far as I could toward the hill opposite of me. One of the guards left to investigate the noise, and I made my move. Swiftly, I charged the remaining knight and knocked him to the ground. I grabbed the banner and ran back through the forest. Well, that action won the war. A feast was held upon my honor in the great hall of Mingolf. 'Twas a good day. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's playing Capture the Flag. You played Capture the Flag? That's the story? No, it was a banner representing the army, much more important than a mere flag. The honor of all my countrymen was on the line. Wow, and you didn't let them down for a second. That's so amazing. You flatter me so, young Priscilla. Were you not of the fairer sex, you would make an excellent squire. Come, I shall share with you another tale over our morning's bread. We've checked all over the shelter for her, but it seems that Fiona ran off and wrote something in blood on the hallway floor. It's cleaned off for now, really just sort of rambling, but it was really unnerving. It's good she's gone, but pretty unnerving. Sorry about that. At least she won't be an issue here anymore. She was sort of out of her mind. She's problematic. At any other point, I'd say we could probably get her psychiatric aid, but seeing as it's the apocalypse, we can't really risk having people like that around, and I needed to call her on it because it was getting out of control. As much as I like having a worshiper, it was pretty sweet while it lasted. We can't make this into like a long-term career goal. That's how you end up with some more like Jim Jones type thing going on. Okay, so things to do today. We've got larva over in that corner. I figure I'll just explore the map today. That sounds like fun. Let's go ahead and we'll edge this whole thing out and just kind of like see what we find. There's nothing to accomplish. We have plenty of food. Morale is perfectly fine. If we find like a smaller location, we can stop off and maybe grab some slight stuff to offset the slow decline or the slow decay of our morale. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with everything we've done here. What is this? Ghost Town, which smells like gunpowder. Well, then I shall not be joining in. Gunpowder is not a smell that I wish to have all over myself right now. We're supposed to have a relaxing day where we just hang out for a little bit. Got some wild berries over here. Okay, not going to harvest them for right now. Let's just go to the country clinic since we're already over here. Hopefully this will be an easy scavenge. We can grab whatever's around and then head back to base before time runs out. I'm trying to make the episodes flow a little bit better. Flow just slightly better. They're not experienced rappers, but I'm trying to make it work. And I know that I've said that joke before, but you know what? We're going to recycle. Right now, we're going to recycle like a washing machine. I'm going to smack you with a hammer. How about you stop? What's going on right now? Oh, good. Okay, so now we're ready to go. I don't know why it got stuck right. I'm pretty sure I clicked first. We're going to try and take as many of these out as we can with our melee weapons just because I don't feel like dealing with them with guns. Turn this into like a long-term zombie problem. This one's got HP. Wow, she's hanging in there. She is hanging in there. I don't mean that because her arm is just like dangling off of her body. No, she is perfectly intact right now. I'm going to smack this zombie. Okay, there goes another one. Another one bites the dust. Better than biting me, that's for sure. We might take an attack right there. Luckily, we've got a super awesome riot shield, so it should keep us protected. Little bit of damage away right there. 18 defended against. Hopefully he doesn't make too much noise by doing his little moany attacky thing that they like to do. Looks like there might be something in the backyard. We'll investigate that in just a second. Survivalists from the look of it. Oh, good. They're making a whole bunch of noise. Well, then it'd probably be in our best interest to just hang out over here and not go over there. The zombies will eventually overrun them, I would think. Although it might lock us in combat, I don't know. The gross man makes a gurgling noise as his body succumbs to the killing blow. If I was allocated as the gross man, if that was my title right there when I went through the credits, I'd be a little bit upset. I'd be like, great, I'm the gross man. They're probably over in this area right here. Why you would sleep out in the open with zombies around, I don't know. Maybe the place recently got overrun. For right now, I'd love to take another turn at some point. Anybody want to give me another turn, universe? Huh? Since they're off camera, you want to make all their turns happen at once? Instead, now we got to wait for the entire map to filter through. I enjoy this very, very much. Alright, well, I guess we'll go deal with the zombie that we can. As much as I would hate to do it, I may have to make a cut and leave this map because I am just not in the mood today. Not in the mood to just sit here and wait for the computer to take its turn like 50 minutes at a time. Hopefully they'll work their way through at least some of the... It sounds like they're actually fighting with... I don't know if it's survivalists fighting survivalists or what's going on, but it looks like... Yeah, they're hitting each other. So it looks like there's some kind of just like turf war going on over here. Somebody obviously did not really... They didn't read the police sign and they did cross. And this is why. The police tried to warn us. They tried to say if you cross this line, there will be gang warfare. And nobody wants to listen. Oh, a dumpster full of bodies. Huh. A dumpster full of well-dressed bodies. People all in suits and stuff. Well, at least you died looking good, I suppose. I've got to observe things because right now the turns are taking forever. This place is a lot bigger than like any clinic that I actually expected. This is a really, really big clinic. Typically the clinics I've been to are only like the size of like this right here. There's like a hallway and like 3 rooms off to the side and a reception, and that's that. And you're in the clinic. I want to take a turn again at some point. Yay, another turn. Come on, get rid of the dead cop. Yep, he's all down now, and I guess we'll move in this direction since we don't really have a choice. This is why I was kind of worried about like joining any new locations. It'd be easier just to run around in circles and gather berries until Kingdom comes. I don't know why the Kingdom is coming or why it's mobile in the first place. Apparently it's a mobile Kingdom. It's kind of like the mobile home version of Kingdoms where you can just hook it up to the trailer hitch and drag it around wherever you want. But it is coming, and unfortunately with all the gunfire going on this side, we are going to have a severe zombie problem by the end of this combat. So there it is, ladies and gents. There it is. In fact, I may make... I don't know if I want to do cutsies today. I don't know if I want to. Oof. Might be easier to extract ourselves. I keep hoping that maybe the zombies will actually kill somebody, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen that way. It looks like they knocked out one of the survivalist scouts. That's pretty cool. So if he's down, we might be... Is that a defibrillator right there? What is that? I think it is. It looks like a defib. I don't know. My mom says she gets to use the defibrillators all the time at work. My mom's well, she's done a lot of stuff. She's in the medical field. She's an RN, and so she worked in an ER for a while. She worked in... Right now, she works in old folks care, so like end-of-life care, or people that can't take care of themselves because they're like on their last legs or whatever. And so that's what she does now. But anyways, she's used the defibrillator a couple times. And then before that, she did... I don't think she ever did childcare. I don't think she ever did that, but mostly just like dealing with old folks is what my mom does. Old folks. So she's got one lady, very sort of, I didn't even know this exists, but my mom had one client. My mom's a nurseonary, by the way. She works for like this, I don't know, it's like an agency, I guess, that like hires out nurses to random hospitals and things that need nurses. So basically you work for the nurseonary company, and then after that, they assign you jobs as they come in. And so you don't actually work at any one given hospital. You sort of just like meander around, and you work at places for like 5-6 months contracts, and your work is guaranteed. Like you get paid by the nurseonary place regardless. Like you don't have like down periods or anything like that where you don't have jobs. You move from one to the next. And so anyway, she had one client that was kind of an interesting situation. In the part of her brain, she had a client whose brain was damaged in such a way that she no longer was able to make decisions properly. So I guess there's a part of your brain that controls, like before you touch an oven, you know what I mean? Your brain says that's hot and that's a bad idea, don't do it. And so you have self-control. Well, this lady, what has happened is that part of her brain was destroyed, and so she just does things. Like she can't help it because the part of her brain that dictates a good idea versus a bad idea, something that's well-advised versus ill-advised, does not exist. It's atrophied. It doesn't function the way it's supposed to. And so like it's a really, really odd situation where she'll just like do stuff. Like she'll be walking through the house and she'll be like looking at a vase and she'll just like knock it over and break it, and like she doesn't even think about it. If you tell her, well, don't do that, you know, she doesn't understand. She'll be like, oh, okay, and then she'll just go, and other than that, she's perfectly normal and like educated and like reads books and does stuff like that. But when it comes to making decisions, she's incapable due to that part of her brain not working. I was like, that's an odd affliction. Like seriously, realistically, heck, have you ever heard of such a thing? I didn't even know that could happen. I'm not gonna say it's, oh my god, there's so many zombies in here. This could create a very real issue for us. Well, I suppose I'm gonna hack and slash my way through this. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I think it might be a good idea to have Tweedle Time up in the front, though, considering how many melee attacks he gets. They're like stacked up on top of each other, and in the patch notes it said, made zombie mob AI better. I don't think so, sir. It's still looking a little bit suspect, and there's Dane the Hiccup back to visit once again. At least once an episode, Dane the Hiccup. Every time. The worst part is that we don't even really need medical supplies. Like, medical supplies we're pretty squared away on. I haven't had to heal people that much over the course of the gameplay, so... I don't know. That's why it's taking so long. Instead of just skipping their turn because they have no action, they're cycling through using... It's that guy's fault. He's using 1 AP at a time. It seems like there might be one survivalist right here on this side who's blocking the whole thing off. Let me go ahead and I'm going to wait this out. Once I clear out the hallway, we'll get back to it, shall we? Sorry about that. Oh no, there's even more of them in here. Even better. I don't know how many Zeds there are, but we're leaving, like, right now. As soon as I get out of this combat, like, seriously, this took almost 30 minutes to clear out. Just because the turn-taking system is so inefficient that it just can't get it done. For right now... Oh, good, a 38 round. Just what I always needed. Just what I always wanted and or needed. Okay, so we got enemies over here. A little bit of a waste of an attack. However, if we could pull people back into this room, I think we'll be alright. Let's get everybody back up in here. And we'll just kind of like let them filter in. We need to be able to kill multiples at the same time, though. So if we can let 5 or 6 in here, it will make our job easier so that we don't have one guy blocking a door, getting tackled over and over and over again. We want them all to come in so that we can get them all in one turn. For right now, it looks like there's actually a Zerg mob inside of this place, and so I killed these all with silent weapons. and then all of these ones came running from the silent weapons. So either they're pipelining in everything from all over the map right now. Additionally, our accuracy is really shitty right now. I don't know why, because I thought it was like 4 o'clock, but I guess our characters have taken some kind of accuracy penalty or something. We'll continue to whack Zeds in here. We're probably not going to be able to loot most of these, which is the major, like, letdown. It's unfortunate, but they've all glitched into each other when they lay on the ground. I'm hoping at some point they'll add, like, a see all loot menu where you can just see, like, everything that's on the ground for a given combat. I don't know. It'd be great. They had that in Jagged Alliance, as I recall, where you could see the sector loot or whatever. I'm hoping they add it in this game, too. Sector loot would be fantastic. Keep you from having to go cabinet to cabinet on everything once you clear out all the enemies. The stipulation would be you can't use sector loot until, you know, you've cleared out every single hostile. Yeah, our accuracy is really bad right now, and I have no way to tell you why it's so bad. We've been missing a lot. It's one of the reasons why this combat took so long. Let them filter in. Hopefully we don't get tackled. I think they increased the percentage chance of the zombies to tackle you too, because during this fight I got tackled like 8-9 times, and they actually dealt damage through everything we had on us, which is pretty incredible at this point in the game that we actually took any damage from a zombie at all, because they've been pretty much a non-threat up until this point. I mean, after the first 10 minutes of the game, they're not really worth the effort. They kind of give you too much resist too early. Then again, it would be really, really easy to get armor that resists bites and things like that in real life, so I don't know. Or something like that. I need to be very careful about not hitting my own guys now that I know that that thing exists where... Okay, if you want to take a soda, that's cool. Take a soda. And then a big miss right there. Yeah, our hit rate is off right now for some reason. It's probably the nighttime modifier, but being that it's not nighttime, I don't know. Oh, good. That one's still... He's getting back up. Even better. We've got a double reanimating zombie. Gonna give us a little pat on the back. Obviously, it's been kind of a rough day, so I appreciate that. Skip through all these until we get to the guy that we want. And there it is. And so are we out of here finally? Wow, that combat, it took a while. Like, seriously, I have a timer running and everything that I just left running in between, and it's like... It took me a good 25 minutes to clear out that hallway right there. And then we got other problems in the middle, too. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to run this one through... pretty quickly. I don't even know if this place is worth looting is the problem. The Zed bodies might be, except that they're all like glitched into each other and difficult to take a look at, so I may just avoid the hassle. The pen right there seems pretty good. I definitely like that. Got some random goodies over there. Some stuff in the toilet. Good. Always loot out of toilets if and when you can. If the game gives you the availability, you might as well. Just reach up in that toilet up to the elbow, no matter how nasty it is. It's kind of like that part in... Was that Silent Hill 2 where you got to dig around in the disgusting-ass toilet to get the key? I seem to remember something like that from one of the Silent Hill games where there's like a diarrhea-filled toilet or something. It might not be. It might just be blood and chunks and shit. It's still really gross. And I meant and shit literally right there. But either way, it was really, really nasty, and it was one of the grosser parts of the game where you just got to like reach up in there and just... Oh, look, there's another one over here. This one thinks he's speedy. And see, right there, every single time. They've actually bit me a lot of times during the last combat. We've got health missing from a zombie, which that doesn't happen. Alright, so with a 100% chance to hit right here, we should be able to lay this guy down real quick. There it is. Get all up in there, grab anything we can carry. Okay, more medical equipment. Was that an abortion kit again? How many abortion kits do we actually have? Seriously, we have like 900 abortion kits. It's ridiculous. I sincerely wish that there was more situation. You know, the entire abortion sub-story, I wish there was more like that, because during those moments, this game is very, very engaging, but they just don't pop in very often. The doctor's PC, we'll grab that, okay. It always helps to be politically correct if you're trying to run a business. It might help out a little bit anyways. Obviously, it can go too far, way too far, to the point where you're calling like people from England like African American and stuff like that, where you have like black people from England and you have somebody from the United States that's like super PC, be like, oh, she's African American. I'm pretty sure she's just English. Pretty sure at this point. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being ignorant, but you might be able to just lock that one down. Either way, I know African American would be the wrong terminology. Maybe like African English then, if you really want it, if you're insistent on being PC about it. There it is, but still. People do take it too far. I do it sometimes too. I did it when I first started this channel. I was always overly worried that I was going to upset people. That's because I wasn't used to like working with an international audience yet, and I wasn't quite sure like how sensitive various groups of people were. And so now I know you basically, as long as you don't push it over a line, you're pretty much good. After like 2 years of experience, like you can make like you can make jokes that are along the edge, and most people will get it and think that it's funny. It's one of the nice things about having done this for a while is you start to figure out where the boundary is and you start to get like a feel for it. In the beginning, though, I was way too paranoid about it, and if you doubt me, you should go watch my Expeditions Conquistador playthrough. I was really, really carefully PC in that one, which, a little overly so, but you gotta realize that was like my 5th series. It was when I just started on YouTube, and I don't know, I had been introduced to the lovely group of global people that I now get to interact with on a daily basis. Lots more Zeds up inside this room. I'm sure there's like, watch, after I say that I'm with like lovely global people, there's going to be like one serial killer in the group that's going to ruin it all for all of us. I'm like, well, now I can't describe the entire group as lovely because there's a serial killer in the middle of it. If one of my viewers was a serial killer, that's a weird thing to think about. That's odd. Just like their evil, beady eyes watching my video right now. And as I say this, they're probably choosing me as a target now because I've betrayed them. And all they ever wanted to do was to be friends with Splattercat, and now I'm looking a lot like a Vic. I think we're just going to get the hell out of here. This place has nothing but medical supplies for us, and so I'm not going to concern myself with it too heavily. Let's just go straight out the front door. We'll bail on out. I'd like to check the cars for gas, though, just in case. Magazine rack's empty. They got a magazine rack here. See, they don't even have those at the clinic that I go to. It's just like a room. There's no magazines. There's no nothing. You just kind of like go in there and wait for it for a little bit. There's like some lamps and some paintings. Weirdly enough, they try and sell paintings in there. Like the paintings all have price tags on them in the hospital. I don't know whether that's for like charity work or what that little program is, but at the clinic that I go to, they've got paintings up on the walls and they all have price tags and a phone number, so you can call and buy the art off the walls of the hospital. Kind of like an odd thing. I'm like, alright, I've never seen that happen before, but okay. Let's head back. There's Proctor's Lake over here. I guess that's better than Proctologist Lake. Yeah, it's only, I don't know why our accuracy was so bad. It's only 4 in the afternoon. It's not that bad right now. I'm just going to go back in and go to bed. I don't see any reason for us to continue this day. Let's see what the next action's going to be once we figure out. Oh, good, he's practicing his David Blaine routine. He's gaining altitude, too. Worrying enough. This game, I swear to God. This game. Just like every time. Every time. So many bugs. Alright, let's go through right here. We've got ourselves a small morale change. That's okay. People are getting upset about the military not showing up. Ever since we gave the supplies to Hearts, all they've been talking about is I don't know what word that is. A resus? A rescue. It's a typo. All they've been talking about is a rescue, but it seems like it's not going to happen. It seems like morale has dropped around here, and that's probably the reason. For a while there, we really thought we might have a way out. If I ever get my hand on Hearts, he's going to pay for this. Tweedle time, we need to talk. First, I want to thank you again for getting me out of the militia camp, but honestly, if I don't pursue this, it may have been for nothing. What do you mean? The virus. I had a terrible setup at the camp, but I started to come up with something, and I actually think it could work if I had the right resources. No shit, a cure? That'd be incredible. I'll need a proper lab. That's the key thing. I need to study the virus in isolation and take notes to see how it reacts to certain treatments. I guess you could have anybody with enough experience do so, but of course I'd prefer it be me. We've got one of those. What's next? The science is only a part of it. We will need a well-stocked infirmary and someone with the appropriate degree of medical expertise. I'd volunteer to handle that, but I can only do so much on my own. Infirmary, we got that too. What else? Well, aside from that time, I'll need some time to work on it, I figure. Give me 5 days and I'll know where I'm going with it. Can you guarantee this will work? Look, this is science. Science doesn't guarantee anything, and I can't either. I can't just tell you that I'll do everything in my power to make this work, and I'll worry myself sick if I can't. Alright, I understand. I just had to ask. Let's do this thing. Excellent. I'll start working on things right away. Here, I drew up a map for you of a community in Sweetwater. It was a walled community in a nice part of town. We almost moved there, but I felt the houses were too close together for my taste. Anyhow, my point is, this place was probably prepared and the people there were wealthy enough to buy supplies. I'm pretty sure we're bound to find a few stocked houses there. Thanks, Sandy. That's helpful. You're welcome. While you're busy with that, I'll try to figure out another place for us to investigate. Okay, well, it seems like we've got another day of nothing going on. I suppose we'll get the Cure started, though, before we do anything else. I never actually got into the Cure, the band The Cure anyways. I have a couple friends that are really big fans of The Cure, and I've heard like their radio play songs, but I've never been like a massive fan. I should go back through though and check it out. A lot of people really vouch for him. So she's unavailable for 72 hours, and nobody can help out with that, I guess. It's doing its own thing, I suppose. We can have a security guard? What does that do? Who is our security guard? Elaine Martin? Oh, Elaine Martin's our Our resident headbreaker. Okay, cool. Well then, let's put Ephraim Montague on relaxation duty. I took a relaxation duty earlier. It was mostly just me on my cell phone texting people. Like, hey, guess what I'm doing right now? I used to do that when I would raid in World of Warcraft because I had my laptop. You could sit down on the toilet and just like raid on the toilet and just be like, hey, guess what? Hey, entire 40 man, guess what I'm doing right now? They thought it was funny around the first 5 or 6 times, but after that it sort of fell off. My shenanigans became tiring, apparently. Let's continue to go over here, and I do not mean that made them roll more easily. Come on, go back inside the building. Run faster, Tweedletime. I know you have the capability to do so. How many skill points do we have right now? My character. Oh, we got a lot, actually. What does this do? Animal magnetism. Oh, yeah. I didn't really want that ability to begin with. It didn't seem that great. I could go in on some ranged abilities. That might be a decent way to go about my business so that we can now carry a firearm around with us in case that we need it. I could also give him more action points. We can give him more. Let's just give him more strength. Make him a badass. Actually, he could use more HP too. Vigor might help out with that. Determines total hit points, grants additional armor class. It doesn't look like it actually changed anything. Oh well, more strength. I'm gonna be a one-trick pony right now. That's all that I care about. A one-trick pony. If your pony can do any tricks, that's amazing. And you have a pony. I mean, let's talk about this realistically. You've got a lot of options in front of you if you've got a pony that can also do tricks. Not only do you have a pony, it does specialized things that are super awesome. So I guess I'll take that one right there to help me heal people faster for 2 AP. And then I'm going to focus on getting my medical skill up because I am my own combat medic right now. And so there it is. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. I'm going to keep on trying to bypass through the game as quickly as possible. Hi, do out there, everybody, and I'll see you next time.